Hi, this is János, it's Real World Audio, and this is the second part on my reflections on OCD Mikey's video about vinyls being dinosaurs, and if you buy vinyl, then you should be certified, basically. So, two things I want to talk right now about, and one of them is the what you are listening to, because he kind of just hinted at the fact that all the music that you want to listen to is made today. But in his video, he also told that most of the music made today is kind of like the garbage level, because almost nothing that's being made today is recorded in a single take, and nothing is recorded with just a pair of microphones to catch the real three-dimensional acoustic space. So whatever you are getting in today's recordings, I would say in 99.99999% of today's recordings is artificially processed experiences, which might be quite stellar, but they lack core integrity, and they lack that human experience that you are looking for. They will be very mechanical, very shaped, very sculpted, very hoity-toity, and very snaz, very spaz, and very showy. But if you are looking for honesty and, as Mikey would say, the best of the best, you will not find them. Or, well, you all could argue what is best of the best and what you like, but for myself, what I can share is that what I regard as the most valuable recordings of humanity are the ones where it's not a show, it's not a big fest or whatever, but it's the human being sharing her soul or his soul with you, and with integrity, with sincerity, and basically opening up a window to experience the human experience. And what I have found is that when we go back in time, I find this to happen so frequently in the recordings that were like close to Second World War era, 50s, 60s, or going back in time even more, like early 40s, late 30s. It's just such a different attitude that the performers had of that time compared to the performers of today. Because at that time, to be recorded, you really needed to have just astonishing talent, a voice that captivated people, that made that person who did the recording stop and choose that person. Oh, I want to record your voice. There was something captivating in it, and it was totally different from showbiz. Today we have showbiz, and who gets recorded, who gets promoted, whom we know about, is where the money goes. So today, when with a digital focus, you follow where money flows, and of course, where money flows on the recording, $50,000 decks, they follow that path, of course. But and I'm not saying it's bad or anything wrong with it. It's just that you will be on a track. But of course, if you want to buy $50,000 decks, then you will find this very pleasing and resonating with you to listen to music that reflects this age, reflects this mentality, reflects this era. What I noticed though, that a lot of my audio friends, they really want the human connection. They really want to have a deep experience, and although we might have a look at the show, everyone enjoys a great show, but at the end of the day, we want the truth. We want the behind the scenes. We want sincerity and honesty after we clapped enough for the performers. And then we want those who sing from their heart. And those ones you will find on vinyl. And Mikey was saying that, yeah, then you should go for the master tape. But I'm sorry to say that for most of the material that was recorded in the 40s, 50s, 60s, master tapes are gone. You can't find them. So it's not an option. Your only and best bet is to look for a good LP, a good vinyl copy. And if you find them, they will give you very, very deep experience. And I think that's a consideration. So for my part, I love vinyl because a lot of mankind's heritage that is worth to listen to, that has a message beyond empty show business, beyond instant gratification, was recorded and stored on vinyl half a century ago or more. And that's it. So that's why those people who fuss around with styluses, stylus cleaning, and turntables are not nuts. And if you've been doing that, you are perfectly fine and normal, and you have access to the greatest treasure that the recorded music history has to offer. And that's one thing. My other thing, that second thing I wanted to share in this video, is about the longevity, and whether you have access to music or not. Because Mikey was saying that he's paying $15 a month for the subscription to stream anything he wants, and that's perfect. But when you and compared to that, vinyl costs so much, and he might be right that if you are buying all present day issued vinyl, which are like special audiophile pressings, that will cost you like a very big amount of money to build a big record collection out of it, and it seems like a major waste of money compared to streaming in digital. And probably in many cases what you stream in digital might be in a better version than what is provided on your very expensive LP. However, when you look at it 20 years from now, your perspective might flip a little bit, because with digital streaming, it has a finicky nature. We have those things that are called server glitches, we have Wi-Fi problems, the network could go down, the streaming company could go out of business, maybe their server farm gets like hit by lightning, they lose tracks, or they just what is now getting much more serious, because you might say they might have like a second server farm at a distant site which they keep as a backup. Yeah, that's perfectly true, and I would say 99% of the cases it will be totally valid and long time good thing. But even if you have a backup copy, when you are making the backup, now you have a problem, like lightning hits the grid, and then both your original and the the backup which is being written, both of them gets fried. And things like that happen. I have been using hard drives for 30 plus years. I have lost many. I have lost many backups, and I haven't lost any LPs. So for me, my experience says that long term LP is a good idea because you will have access to it. It's in your hands. However, now what we are starting to see with the streaming companies is that they just have copyright issues themselves, and the companies have to balance which songs they offer for you. And right now, some are saying that we offer everything, but who knows? 10 years from now, 20 years from now, their business might go up and down, and then they decide, okay, we are pulling this and that song from the list. And 20 years from now you want to listen to the favorite song, and then it says like, oh, it's unavailable for streaming, we have 10 other titles related to your favorite song. And then you can say like, screw it, I want to listen to my song. And you can't. But if you have that vinyl copy that you paid a lot of money for, then you can still listen to it. And for some people, if you can afford $50,000 for a deck, then is a $40 record is going to be a game changer for you? Are you going to care at all about spending $100 on a record? It's kind of like when we put things in perspective, just things, some things make sense or they don't make sense, or when you are in the 50K deck range, you stop giving care about how much you spend on media. In that case, you can afford to spend that much, and you have the security and the ability to play that. And it doesn't matter if there was a software change or your $50,000 decks, the streamer, it doesn't connect to the new version of the streaming service anymore, and it gets outdated, and then you can't listen to anything until you get a new deck. And maybe you won't have $50,000 20 years from now to get a new one, and then poof, your everything disappears. Or you just have to downgrade to a lower level streamer, and then you can enjoy at a lower quality. So vinyl and having a physical media in your hand does give you the power that you can listen to it anytime you want. Yeah, you have to go to the shelf, take it out, put it on the record, do the ritual. So it's not for people who have a senescent lifestyle, who don't want to do anything, just push a button and just have no identifiable life function in them, just beyond putting together a playlist. I find that very degenerate, and a sign that our society is going down, very downhill, that we lost the will to just pick up a light object. It's even a heavy vinyl is just 200 grams. It's not, you are not asked to break the deadlift world record. Just 200 grams. And it's just like 30 seconds until you pull out that record and put it on there. If you don't have 30 seconds for that, you're gonna just get some priorities right in your life. And as audiophiles would tell you, that ritual that you pick your record, put it on, put the stylus on it, start the music, it helps us to get into the mood. Okay, now I'm going to listen to music. And when you put together a playlist, it puts you in the mood that, okay, I'm going to listen to background music, and my mind can wander, do whatever. Well, these things are really personal, and it's for you to find out what works for you, how does it work, how do you experience it, and to tell the truth, depending on where you are right now in your life, it might work for you or it might not. And 10 years later, it might change completely. So, for example, maybe you work so much that every second counts for you, and really all the time you can get for music is maybe like 5 minutes a day, and then you really have to push the button and you don't have any more time. That's fair. And if you are in that situation, go with digital, and and it will give you tremendous happiness, and you don't need to worry about vinyl at all. Or you might be in a situation that you are paralyzed, and you are really unable to get that record from the top shelf and put it on your turntable. Then of course it's a fantastic thing to have your phone and just put together a playlist on your phone, and you can happily listen to music. So these are special circumstances, and this is where digital comes in and gives you a very big lift. um, yeah, so there's like pros and cons for everything. Nothing exists in a vacuum. We cannot just approve or disapprove of something objectively, because everything is subjective, and there's like so many viewpoints and perspectives that when we add one more to the situation, then it's a total game changer. So what relates to you is only you know what relates to you. You keep your priorities, make a list of it. What is the material you want to listen to? What is the level of the system you have? What sounds the best with your system? Maybe you don't even have access to vinyl in your country. So all of these things coming together will define what is best for you, and that's all to be said about the vinyl digital issue, and just about any issue in audio. It's all about you. So thank you for tuning in. Have a most amazing, wonderful day. Bye bye.